What's up? Welcome to another episode of Garage Topics. Happy 2018. 2018, new year, new me, new channel. Not really, we're same channel. As you can see, I've got a beanie on, which means it's cold AF outside, and it's kind of cold in the garage. I think it's reading a good 47 degrees in here, so not the warmest. It dawned on me that I've not made an S2000 video in 6 months, which I was like, why haven't I done that? But there's some good reasons. One, I haven't made any major modifications to the car, which will change soon. Two, I had a big life change for the better. I moved from Virginia to Bowling Green, Kentucky, about 9 hours drive west. I made that move to work for Harley Performance Products, which I'm stoked about. So my day job now is fully in the automotive industry, working around cars, doing digital marketing for cars. So pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. The drive from Charlottesville to Bowling Green, Kentucky, I did in the S2000. I was thinking about trailing it, but it's fine. It can drive, and it did the drive perfectly fine. The big thing I was worried about was to see how the Fortunato coilovers handled just straight road and bumpy roads. A specific part of the highway through Knoxville was pretty rough, and the coilovers did perfectly fine. It soaked it up. It really wasn't that uncomfortable to drive. The only issue was probably the noise coming from the soft top, but that's pretty typical for the S2000. I had some doubts in my mind of how long I was going to keep this car for when moving here, because there's not as many twisty roads as there were in Virginia. I've had this car now for 16, 17 months, which is one of the longest I've owned a car for. So good for me, but bad for everyone else, because that's not a very long time. Another video coming out soon explaining why I've had so many cars, what cars I've had, etc. But that means that this S2000 has been great. Am I going to sell it recently, or am I going to sell it soon? No. I don't know what the heck I would replace this car with. I thoroughly enjoy it for what it is. It's not the fastest car in the world, but it's just the most fun car on the street that I've had ever. It's not, you can rail on it, you can get hit VTEC, and you're not going to go to jail most times because it's not the fastest car in the world, but it's a ton of fun just to pit around town. The next stage of this car is to get it to more be autocross kind of car, because that option is here with the National Corvette Museum Motorsports Park here in town. So looking forward to doing some of those things in the summer, but for now it's just running great. And I've really had a hard time finding twisty roads because I just go straight to work and I've been pretty busy otherwise. But today we're gonna go exploring and try to find a twisty road to talk about the S2000 and how I feel about it over this past year and a half, and would I recommend it to a friend. Before we hit the road, let's go over the car, take a quick look. Nothing's really changed, as I mentioned before. Still looking pretty fresh. I sadly haven't driven it in a couple weeks because it's been miserably cold out here, and just I did not want to take it out and have a bad time. So now we're gonna have a good time. Wheels are still looking fresh. Everything's still good. There's not a single thing that's gone bad with this car since we've last spoke. So far, so good. It's been great so far. It's in the garage. This garage actually stays a lot warmer than the old one. I've got some cool signage, thanks Holly, and I'm in the middle of making a workbench, which I can make a video about. Leave a comment in the comment section if you want me to go over me making this workbench and making this garage mine. But that's all I got. Let's go find some twisty roads. I'm gonna go right because it's got a twisty sign, which is what we're looking for. Man, it screams when it's cold out. And we're running a stock exhaust right now with just the K&N FIPK, I think I call it intake. It's a hot air intake, it's cold air intake, but it's just sucking from the engine bay. On a day like this, it's pretty cold. I literally have never been on this road before in my life, which it looks pretty nice out here. This S2000 was my daily driver for a good while. I'd say like 4 or 5 months of 100% daily driver. And to be honest, this car is not a daily driver, at least for me. It's just not practical at all. But because it's not practical, it means it's a ton of fun. So if you're looking to have the S2000 as your main car, you're probably gonna sell it after a while because it's gonna get old real quick, which it kind of was for me. And I think there's a reason why when you look at S2000s, typically they only have an owner for about a year and they rotate hands. Like this S2000 is a year 2000 S2000. I think it's had like 8 or 9 owners, which is crazy. You can make this a daily driver as far as like driving to work every day and stuff like that, but if you depend on this to be your main car year round, especially where it gets cold out, it's not fun. Driving on the highway is probably my biggest gripe because of how noisy it is. When I thought about moving to Bowling Green, I thought it was going to be like the middle of nowhere and really just flat, but it's pretty hilly and pretty nice out here. A couple of blind turns, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into up here, so I'm taking it easy. Oh yeah, big sweeping right turn. Very reminiscent of Charlottesville life or in Virginia, the roads that we used to take this thing on. As you can hear, the wind noise, not favorable. The modification I'd like to do eventually is a hard top on this thing, not run it year round. Oh man, that's a big old left turn. Whew! Yeah, I do not trust the tires today with it being that cold. Where was it? I really would like to get a hard top if it will eliminate this wind noise, because I think it would make it a lot more enjoyable to drive it on a daily basis. A big right turn up here. Other than that, I'd like to actually get a Bluetooth stereo. One of my previous videos taps into the stock stereo to make it Bluetooth or give it an aux jack. It's okay, but it's pretty terrible to be honest with you. So if I was going to daily drive it fully, I'd get a hard top and I'd get a Bluetooth audio radio and some better speakers. And once you got that, quiet it down / make the noise from the stereo good, you'd be in good shape. Man, this road is killer. Oh man, it keeps getting twisty. Man, this road is nice. I highly recommend just getting old Google Maps out, take a look, see where the road kind of looks twisty, and just give it a shot. And this road does deliver. This is awesome. Man, it keeps going. These twisty signs are life. Need to get me a tattoo of that or something. And there's tons of elevation change too here. This is terrific. Man, look at this road. This is bringing happiness to my face because I thought these roads were not as common. It keeps going. I need to remember where this road's at. I think I'm going to turn around up here and go back because it's getting kind of wider. Here we go. I'm going to do standing stop still. Standing stop and then just let's gun it. All right. Nothing crazy though. See, I'm looking at the down here instead of I'm looking down here instead of looking ahead of me, which isn't good. Can pick up how loud that wind sound is. It's terrible. In the year and a half that I've had it, as far as maintenance goes, like big issues that I've had, I replaced the key locks, and all the episodes that you've seen is the work that I've done in this car, basically. I've never done any like crazy outside work outside of that, except for refinishing the paint, which was just buffing and polishing. That's pretty boring to watch that. That took about 8 hours of my life. I don't want to do that in other people's cars, but for the S2000 it was worth it. The white came out a little bit crisper. But all the maintenance that I've done in this car you've seen on this channel, which a lot of it has been just making it nicer. It's never left me stranded, knock on wood, and it's never just died on me anywhere. The battery was kind of slow to start up today, but that's because it's been about a month since I've started it, and it was been below freezing literally for weeks now, so can't really fault it for that. I'm going to sum up the video with I'm extremely happy with the S2000. It's been great. It's a ton of fun. It's kind of a drag having it as your daily driver throughout the year if you live in a state that gets cold. Also, if you have to drive on the highway a lot, it's not the best for that. It can do it definitely, but it's not the most fun because of wind noise, basically. Would I recommend it to a friend? Yes. I don't know. The only thing I can think about replacing this car with to do its job as a car would be a Porsche or something like that. So I think these are going to go up in value. That's my opinion, because of looking out there on the market and finding something that does what this car does. It's relatively quick, it's relatively cheap right now, and it's pretty reliable if you ask me. So thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you like what's going on. Leave me a comment if you got any suggestions about what we should do with the car in the future, and just let me know your thoughts. And if you're in the market for the S2000, make sure that your dog sits in it because your dog counts for something, you know? All right. Oh, shit. That's a big old right turn. Whoa, whoa. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good one. Peace out.